Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to the video, and today let's talk about 4 mistakes that you should not make in Bannerlord. Let's do it. First mistake, and something that I did when I first started playing Bannerlord, was I didn't progress as I was supposed to. Now, what do I mean by this? What I mean is I took progression very, very slowly. I did the same thing over and over again, and I pretty much thought, hey, this is the way to progress. This is the way for me to go from point A to point B in Bannerlord and get to the top level by doing the same thing over and over again, which is pretty much fighting looters, doing a little bit of questing, and that's it. And I just stuck there in that little tiny space, and I said, I'm comfortable here, and this is how I'm going to play, right? Never go too much in troops, never upgrade the troops too much, and pretty much my gameplay became stagnant. Now, if this is what you love to do and this is your favorite thing to do in Bannerlord, keep doing it. I'm not here to ruin your fun. But what I'm saying is, if you want to actually experience the full Bannerlord experience, from going from just, a nobody to owning the biggest kingdom in Bannerlord, you need to progress. You need to keep moving forward. You need to take more risks. There's no problem with taking risks in Bannerlord, because if it doesn't work out, well, you're just going to end up where you were anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You can make a lot of mistakes. You can lose a lot of battles in Bannerlord. It's not the end of the game. You can still continue the game, and you can still make, you still can become huge in terms of, whatever game you're in. Now, how do you progress? What metrics should you go by? Well, first, I would suggest you follow your clan tier. So you start at clan tier 0, okay? Now, once you turn into clan tier 1, and by the way, if you don't know how to progress in clan tiers, it's very simple. You just play the game, and you'll get renown as you play the game for different various activities. And that renown, once it hits certain points, it will upgrade your clan tier. So once you become clan tier 1, you can become a mercenary, which is a sword for hire for any kingdom. Now, the kingdom has to be at war for you to become a mercenary, but once you find that kingdom that you want to become a mercenary for, do it. Again, it's another way for you to progress and see a different version of the game than if you were just being solo and roaming around. Now you're part of a kingdom. Now you're part of somebody, part of a community. Even though you're not technically a part, you're still just a sword for hire. You will see where the wars are going on. You will see how they fight the wars, and you will participate in that if you wish to. You can participate in solo battles for that kingdom, or you can even go into sieges with that kingdom. But it lets you progress. Next, at tier 2, you can become a vassal. Now, a vassal is bigger than a mercenary. Now you're part of a kingdom, but you're stuck in that kingdom. Not stuck, you can still get out of that kingdom, and if you decide to forfeit your lands after, they'll still stay at peace with you. But a vassal is a bigger commitment to a kingdom. So if you really like a kingdom and you want to be a part of that kingdom and you want to own land with that kingdom, you want to become a vassal, and you can do that at clan tier 2. Now, this means you can vote on different policies that's going on. You can vote on who gets fiefs. You can own the fiefs, which unlocks a lot of income for you, makes you a lot more wealthier, and you don't really have to do as much things as you had to do before when all your money was tied up to you just going and fighting looters and bandits and all of that. Now, in clan tier 4, you can make your own kingdom. Now, this is a huge step. This is kind of an end game step. I would say wait on this for a while, because this is another one of my, one of the mistakes I think a lot of people have that I'm going to talk about a little bit later in this video. But it is a thing that is open to you after clan tier 4, where you can make your own kingdom and therefore progress towards the end game. But this is all to say, make progress. Okay, if you want to have the full experience, make progress. Try to get married as soon as you can, so you can start having kids as soon as you can, and then whenever your main character dies, you can have people to play with, people to play as your heir. So make a family, do the progress when it comes to mercenary, vassals, and kingdom. Try to join as a mercenary. If you don't want to be a vassal, that's okay. Sometimes some people skip that part, but if it's your first time you've been playing Bannerlord, and you never have played as a vassal, try it out. Try being a vassal, and then eventually, when you gain enough wealth and everything else, try to make your own kingdom. But keep progressing. Do not be afraid to make mistakes. It's okay. It's not a big deal. If you have too many troops, let some of them go. If you have too little troops, get more of them. If you're wondering, oh, how am I going to pay the wage? How is this going to pay off? Do it, and then figure out a plan on how to make it pay off. It's very important that you make progression in the game and don't get stuck just doing the same thing over and over again. Second, utilize your passive income, okay? So early on especially, there are a lot of ways to make passive income, okay? So you can either do an alley, which is the easiest way to get passive income as soon as possible. All you do is you go into a town, you fight some of the bandits, and you take over the alley, and then you will make some passive income. It's very little, but it's super easy to get early game. If you're wondering how to get that in like literally less than 10 minutes of starting the game, I have a tutorial for that on how to pick up an alley as soon as possible. Link will be down below, okay? Now, as you move forward, you can buy workshops. Workshops are pretty much the, they make everything in the game. So they are the production of the game that pretty much runs the economy, right? They're located in every single town, and you can purchase one, and it will make you money over time. And then lastly, we have is caravans. Caravans are exactly what caravans are. They are traders that will trade for you. Now, all these passive income things that I've just stated, all of these will require a companion. Companions are located in the tavern. Now, you want to get companions as soon as possible, whenever you can afford them. They're a little bit more than troops. And you want to put them to work, either running an alley, either, well, workshops don't require any companions, or running a caravan, which does require a companion. So, workshops, no companion, you're fine on that. But for an alleys and for the caravans, by the way, caravans make the most out of all of these three, but they do cost a good amount, and they're the most risky, I would say, because they can get attacked, but they're still very, very good, and they will make you very, very good income. But those three things, use them, especially early on. If you want to bounce up to the next, tier in, how good you are in, like, Bannerlord, you want to have passive income. You don't want to always have all your income based on your actions. And, it's kind of a real life tip as well, but utilize passive income. Third problem I see is a lot of people starting wars with kingdoms. Now, whenever you start and all the way to the mid game, make sure you do not attack any of the AI lords that are affiliated with big kingdoms, okay? Now, this goes for their caravans. This goes for raiding villages. Do not do this if you are solo. Now, if you're a mercenary or a vassal and you're currently at war, or that kingdom that you're part of is at war, you can do that. That's fine because you are under the kingdom banner, so you are fine to do that. But if you are solo, if you're not affiliated with nobody, do not attack a major kingdom. Why? Here's why. If you attack a major kingdom, you're going to lose. First of all, they have way too much numbers for you, and if you are kind of very close to wherever their land is, they're going to almost always try to attack you when they see you. It's pretty much on sight. Next, if you have a lot of caravans going around, they will chase down your caravans. You're going to lose a lot of your investments, a lot of your passive income. Third, it's very hard to make peace with them. It costs a lot of money that you do not have, especially early on. So you don't want to get into that predicament where you have to make up a large sum of money to pay them off and make peace. And lastly, other kingdoms will not let you join them as a mercenary or as a vassal if they are at peace with that kingdom that you are at war with. So if you are if you want to join any kingdom, you have to make sure that they are also at war with that kingdom that you are at war with, which might be hard to find. And even if you find it, by the time you reach a lord to speak with them to become a vassal or a mercenary, they might go to peacetime, and then you might be out of luck again. So again, do not start an unnecessary war between any of the major kingdoms. Now, if you want to actually fight heavily armored troops and get very good loot out of them, you can attack minor factions or minor kingdoms. So what are these? If you go to your encyclopedia and go under clans, there is a selection on the left side that says minor factions. Now these minor factions are pretty much, they don't own any land, but they are pretty strong. They're used as mercenaries by every single kingdom whenever they are needed. And you can attack them and start a war with them, but it's not as severe since they do not own land, and usually it's like literally three to five parties, worth of men. They don't really cause too much trouble. it's not too much to deal with. But this is a huge but. Make sure when you attack them, they are not affiliated with any major kingdom. Okay, so whenever you go to the encyclopedia and you search up any of their names, whenever you click on it, you will see it will say they are a part of said kingdom. They're a part of Landir. They're a part of Sturgia. If it doesn't say anything there on the left side, if it just says who they are, just their name, that means that they are not affiliated with nobody and you can attack them. But if it says they're a part of Landir, or they're a part of this or part of that, and you attack them, you will also attack the kingdom and become at war with the kingdom. So again, if you want to fight more heavy armored troops and therefore get more loot out of it, and also, you know, capture lords and all of that, and then ransom the lords. If you want to do that without disrupting any major kingdom, make sure you do it with the minor clans or the minor factions, whatever you want to call them, but make sure they're not affiliated with any of the big clans or big kingdoms. Fourth, if you're planning on starting your own kingdom, do not start it too soon. Do not do it. I know you can do it from clan tier 4. All you need is one fief, and then, you know, what is it? I think it's like 100 troops. There's not a huge requirement for it, but I'm gonna let you in on a secret. If you don't have, I would say between $250,000 to $500,000 dinars under your belt. If you don't have, you know, for example, I would suggest you have the maxed out amount of caravans that you can have, maxed amount of parties that are under your clan that are roaming around, either by your companions or by your brother or different family members. If you're not married, if you haven't made connections with a lot of different lords across the map where they have good relationship with you, if you have not done these things, do not start a kingdom too early. Because once you start a kingdom, you become fresh meat for all the other kingdoms to start wars with you. Okay? If they see a very small kingdom that just started and just popped up, they're going to want to start a war with you. And a lot of them are going to start wars with you. And if you want to get these guys off your back, you're going to have to start paying tribute. You're going to have to start making peace with them. And this is going to come with a lot of financial burden. To make peace with some of these kingdoms, it will literally take more than 100k, sometimes more than 200k, just to strike a peace bargain. And also, they're going to want tribute, which is you're going to have to pay daily for it. Again, all of these things cost a lot, and you have to be prepared for it. You have to have a substantial amount in the bank or on your character, whatever you want to call it. But make sure that you are stacked up on everything you need. Make sure you have very good gear on your main character. Make sure your main party has a lot of high-level troops. Don't go into it thinking it's going to be easy. Oh, I start my own kingdom, and then I'm going to start, you know, slowly building up. No, you're going to get straight into the action. Wars are going to start happening, and you're going to be in a lot of bad predicaments and a lot of close calls, but you want to be prepared for those, okay? So my suggestion, start a kingdom. I would wait even until clan tier 6. Wait until you have, like I said, between $250,000 to $500,000 dinars in the bank. Make sure you have parties roaming around in your clan. Make sure you have caravans all over the place. Make sure you are ready, because there is going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to do. Also, what I suggest you do, as soon as you create your own kingdom, make sure you upgrade your companions into their own clans. Now, if you're wondering how to do this, I'm going to link a video down below as well on how to make your own clans for your kingdom. It's cheaper than actually going out and convincing people to join, but do both, okay, as soon as you start a kingdom.